I thank the witnesses for being here today and appreciate all my colleagues' work to find a fiscally responsible future for the Postal Service, and I am looking forward to working with you on this effort. But today, I want to discuss some of the 2020 events that affected the Postal Service's ability to deliver mail in a timely fashion. And no, they don't have to do with COVID-19. Last year, our Democrat colleagues turned a blind eye to nationwide mayhem, destruction, rioting, and looting conducted by Black Lives Matter and Antifa activists. Many businesses and government agencies, including the Postal Service, saw their entities burn and operations halted because of the persistent violent riots. Frederick Rolando, president of the National Association of Letter Carriers, stated, quote, "The postal property and vehicles have been ransacked during the recent wave of civil unrest, and letter carriers have been assaulted and robbed on their routes. Their irresponsible actions harm postal employees and the citizens we serve," close quote. Here are a few examples of how the Postal Service was impacted by these events. In Minneapolis, 2 post offices were burned, and USPS vans were stolen and torched by rioting protesters. Also in Minneapolis, the USPS shut down mail delivery at 7 post offices. The Kenosha Post Office in Wisconsin had to close indefinitely due to the violent riots. In Chicago, at least 6 post offices were broken into and burglarized, affecting mail delivery operations. And in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, a post office was pelted with debris as riots erupted across that city. To make matters worse, a member of this committee went on national television, ostensibly to discuss the USPS funding crisis, and called for continuing violence and unrest in the streets. And as if it weren't enough, Postmaster DeJoy faced protests outside of his home in D.C., perpetrated by false narratives from our colleagues on this committee. Given all this evidence, I think our Democrat colleagues owe an apology to Postmaster General DeJoy and all the hardworking Postal Service workers who were affected by the BLM and Antifa riots of 2020. Mr. DeJoy, can you elaborate, please, on how the civil unrest from last year affected your agency's operations, including the financial impact from the destruction it suffered?
So they're always, consequential, disruptive, and costly, both in terms of our assets and stress on our employees. Fortunately, in many of these cases, we have advance notice, and we're able to get our people out, lock up our buildings, and the real consequence comes to the people that live in those communities because they're deprived of the service. And whenever the areas open up again, it takes time to rebuild, reopen our facilities and deal with any of the destruction. So these had impacts. They were specific to the individual locations that it occurred. And I would say our overall broader issues last year were more systemic nationally, that created a real consequence. But those areas do impact those people that live in the communities and our workers that are in the communities.
Thank you. And Madam Chair, I ask unanimous consent to enter into the record reports documenting the violence against USPS, including the letter that I quoted from Mr. Rolando from the National Association of Letter Carriers. Thank you. An article from StarTribune.com entitled "Burned Post Offices Destroyed in Minneapolis, Unrest Leave a Void." From the Gateway Pundit from May 29th, U.S. Postal Service vans stolen and torched by rioting Minneapolis protesters. One from Fox9.com, USPS shuts down mail delivery at 7 post offices in Twin Cities for Friday. One from Breitbart dated August 24th, 2020, Kenosha's main post office closes indefinitely due to violent riots. One from Chicago Sun-Times, June 5th, 2020, reward offered for details in post office looting. One from RT.com USA, Antifa lays siege to Lancaster Police Precinct following latest officer-involved shooting. And one dated August 17, 2020, from blackenterprise.com, Rep. Ayanna Pressley calls for unrest in the streets over the failures of the Trump administration. And one, August 15, 2020, from WSA 9, Protesters gathered outside of USPS Postmaster General's home in D.C. amid voter suppression allegations. Thank you, Madam Chair.